Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, Kristen lost the orchid. My guess is that it is Orpheus. Because Orpheus wasn't really, I said this yesterday, Orpheus wasn't really too happy that they magically got saved after he went through so much trouble of getting all three of those ladies sick in the first place. So now when Kristen opens up, the place where the plant was, it's not there. And at first, Brady doesn't believe her. Into Kristen's like, no, I swear on our daughter's life that I didn't move it or anything. I'm telling the truth. And even though he was fierce with her, even though he was already threatening to take her away and everything like that, he believed her. He believed her because he knows that she loves Rachel now. She's very toxic with her love at times, but the love is still there. So he knew that she was telling the truth. Which, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand how Brady still isn't there threatening to take her away forever. And I'm just like, you have more money than he does. I mean, seriously, where is he going to sit there and take her that he won't be able to find? That he wouldn't be able to sit there and torture the information out of him to get Rachel back. And by torture him, I mean torture somebody else that he loves. So that whole thing of, oh, well, I'm going to take her away. I'm going to take her away forever. She's all, that's not fair. This time the third, I was like, bro, do you not remember that your bank account is probably 3, 4 times size bigger than his bank account? We're just going to act like that's not it. Okay, cool. Just double checking. Um, Now Eric comes over and Eric tells Marlena and um John about the plan. This is after they fake fight, and for some odd reason, she decides to throw water at him. I'm like, I'm all cool with the theatrics and everything like that, but now you're just gonna throw water on him. You have to get a towel and everything like that. She was like, oh, I was just getting into the mood of it. I was like, okay. Eric comes over and Eric's like, yeah, I kidnapped her. I need to sit there and force a hand. And he tells both of them about the orchid, about them being sick, and about Brady and why he was really moving Kristen in there. Now they're caught up to speed. Kate doesn't want to go to the hospital, but she collapsed, so she has to go. Kayla starts to get dizzy, so they admit her. And whatever this virus is, it's actually acting a lot faster than it did the first time. Kate is the first one to go. The first one to go. First her, and now I'm assuming the other three as well. Like they're all gonna. I mean, if I remember seeing the previews um correctly, all three of them died. So that's why when she was dead or whatever, when she died, it was like, yeah. So that's kind of like about a couple weeks ago, literally sometime in the start of December, I saw the previews towards it, so I already knew that was gonna happen. Um, so Stephanie must have hurt her ankle and Chad is there massaging it. And I'm just looking at this whole thing and I'm like, you know how messed up that is? If Alex hurt his ankle or his wrist or something, and some woman decided to massage it, I'm pretty sure 100% she would be jealous. So I'm just like, boo, what are you doing? And of course, Alex called to sit there and apologize again. I'm just like, bro, see, I don't have patience like that. I really do not have patience. I would have just simply backed off and like, you know what, you do what you want with Chad. I'm good. Because it got to a point where it's like there's only so many times I'm gonna sit there and play the villain, to be the bad guy of the situation. I'm not doing it. I'm just simply not doing it. That was kind of frustrating to watch. That was kind of frustrating to watch. But of course, Alice calls her up. She comes over. He apologizes again. And, next thing you know, they about to sit there and get ready to sleep together. Now, she was walking kind of funny. And Alex was like, oh, I can massage it for you. And Stephanie was like, oh, don't worry. And Alex was like, wait. You telling me that he massaged it? But he was like, you know what, listen, about to get ready to get it on. I'm just going to put that aside. And again, I'm not a fan of it. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, there's a point where she gets ready. And, Chad finds out that, Kristen's behind the whole orchid and everything. So she gives Stephanie a call. Alex ignores the call. The minute that Stephanie finds out that Alex ignored that call, she's not going to want to look at him. She is not going to want to even look at him. It's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. Now, eventually, Kristen and Brady come back to the house, and pretty much all three of them confront her. Marlena, John, Eric, they all get at her. This is after Brady and Kristen was looking everywhere for that orchid. But they all berate her, and she's all like, "Oh well, I don't want anyone to die. It was not my intentions, because when they die, she could just sit there and say, it wasn't her intentions." I still remember that stream when I was up there talking to people. Well, what was it? It was Nina and Willow. They were arguing, and Willow collapsed because she was pregnant. And I'm talking to, actually, tell you the truth, at this point, you already know who it is, DC. And DC was like, well, it wasn't her intentions to make Willow collapse. And I'm just like, oh, well, that's good. I'm so glad that it wasn't her intentions to, argue with a pregnant woman until she got so dizzy as she collapsed. I am so glad that it wasn't her intentions. That makes me feel so much better. I'm just like, what? So that Christmas that you're talking about was never my intentions. I just wanted to take my family back. But of course, all three of them is like, yo, listen, anything that happens, this is on you. This is all on you. But like I said, Kate is the first one to die. Kayla is probably soon going to follow right after. Marlena's been sneezing a couple of times. And, John's like, you need to lay down, you need to go to the hospital, you need to do this, you need to do that. But for the most part, she's just sneezing. Now, it's going to get a lot worse. I don't remember if that was the same order as all three of them the first time around. But they're all getting it, and it's all bad, and it's all going to be so much worse. Yeah, I feel like that's about it. I can't really think of anything else that happened, but all in all, I would sit there and say this was a good episode. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video.